Chevy Vortec V8 GMT800 trucks overheating. I'm going to show you how to get in here and pressure test these systems to make sure that your cooling system isn't damaged. If it's overheating, we can get in there and fix it. Here's how I do it. Let's check it out. Trust me, I'm a mechanic. Cat eye, Chevrolet. We have some cooling issues on this truck, so we need to get in here and take a look at it. So I'm going to show you how to pressure test these trucks. Right down in here on these trucks, these heater hose connections always leak 1 and 2. That's where I'd start. They're plastic, they leak, they get brittle, the O-ring seals leak, and then you have tons of problems. Start here, please. All right, so we got a Vortec V8 right here, 4.8 V8, and we got the cooling system right here. We're taking a look at it. We have the pressure tester kit right here. So I go and rent one of these kits for free. It's got a ton of different attachments in here. We can get the right one to screw into the top of the reservoir on this Vortec V8 because it uses a reservoir expansion cap right here. Then we're gonna unscrew this and screw it in there. This truck does not have a radiator cap right here like a traditional setup, old school, doesn't have one of those. This is effectively the radiator cap. So, you know, you can go down to any auto parts store, ask for a radiator pressure test kit, and you can rent it, put the money down, you'll get it back. When you return it, it's free. It's very hard to diagnose coolant system leaks without one of these. I always use this on everything I do. I did on the EMR tractor, I did it on a four-wheeler, I do it on these trucks. Really comes in handy. You're gonna pump it up to about 12 to 15 PSI. You don't wanna go too high, you'll blow out seals, you'll damage the system. You're gonna leave it at about 12 or 15 PSI, you know, for an hour or something overnight if you like, and you're gonna watch for leaks. So if we got leaks, we can get in here and we can see, oh, it's leaking from there. Oh, leaking from there. Oh, leaking from here. Oh, I hear it hissing here. Oh, it's leaking from there. And we can get in here and we can diagnose it and find the leaks. So with that said, we're gonna get it out and pump it up. See, it's got a little gauge on there, right down in there. Little pump right here. And then we have the right cap, so I gotta find which one works. I believe it's this one right here. So it's got a little air fitting on there, and it's got an O-ring seal. We can get in here, pop it on here. Just screws in like this, easy. Got it popped on there just like this, right here. And now we're gonna pump it up. All right, so gonna get in here and we're gonna pump this thing up and we're gonna watch the gauge and we're gonna watch the common leak spots. We're gonna start at about 12 PSI, come back in a couple hours and see if it leaked. These trucks should be able to maintain a pressure up to about 15 PSI. At 15 PSI, the cap opens, it relieves the pressure down onto the ground. Luckily, we hadn't gotten to that situation on this truck. We're fixing it right now. You have the pop-off pressure right there, and I can tell you I'm not lying because if we look at the cap right here, there it is, surge tank, 15 PSI. 15 PSI, it'll open up. When it opens up, it comes straight out here, right on the ground. So, you know, you can get in here, do anything possible to find the leaks. UV dye, put a little bit of that in the system. Don't really like doing that, but sometimes you have to. You can get a UV flashlight at night, find those leaks. Get in there when it's under pressure. We got air in there. And we're gonna get in there and spray some of that soapy water around to see where it's leaking from. Sometimes you can hear it hissing, sometimes you can't. So spots I want you to look for are right back up in here. There's 2 plastic connectors in here. They always leak. Then you got down in here, the thermostat all around here, gasket. This can leak, it has a seal around it. If that leaks, you gotta get a new thermostat. It normally has the seal built into the thermostat. It can leak. Then you got your water pump. You got a seal up top, 1, 2. Over here, 1, 2. Here's the water pump right here. There's a weep hole under here. If the seal blows out, it'll squirt antifreeze out the bottom. That'll leak right there. You got that problem. You can look for antifreeze all down under the engine. You have a mating surface right here with a gasket. Then you have another one right here, and it can leak. So if they're leaking, you're gonna get up there, watch them. You're gonna have to take that assembly apart, get you a new gasket. If thermostat housing's leaking, you're gonna have to get a new thermostat. If the water pump gasket is leaking, it's got two, one on each side, you're gonna have to pull the whole thing apart, get new gaskets, fix it, reassemble it. If the radiator's leaking, it's got pinhole leaks, you know, if the hoses leak going into it, if the plastic end caps leak, because they always do, you're gonna have to get in there and fix all that stuff, maybe one by one until you solve the problem, but you will get it fixed eventually, I promise you. All right, so here's the engine right here, 5.3 Vortec V8, same as the 4.8, 6.0. I'm gonna show you all the most common leak spots for coolant. So we have the head gasket under here that can leak. You know, if it leaks, we got one right here. You got some serious problems. So, you know, they leak, fire rings blown out, it's leaking into the cylinder, you know, leaking this way, you got problems. These are normally pretty good. You know, I hadn't seen many of these. It does happen though. All right, so the heads can crack and leak coolant. So if you look right here, we got a number 862. These aren't known to be bad. If you see 706 right here, those are Cast Tech heads, and those are known to be defective on some models. And if it leaks coolant, it's gonna leak right in here, right in these bolt holes. You're gonna see coolant in there. It's gonna be wet with moisture. You might even see droplets. And they aren't really known to crack right down the center, you know, get in the combustion chamber, but it can happen if you have a mysterious coolant leak you can't find. You're gonna wanna come up, check the heads, read the number right down here. If you have cracked heads, unfortunately, you gotta replace them. That is not fun to do. It's rare, but it does happen. You have these little crossover ports right here. There's one right here, and one right here. There's a tube that goes along here. They have little seals, and they're like a metal washer with an integrated seal. They can leak right here. Very difficult to find unless you know what you're looking for. Then if we go to the back of the engine right here, you also have some crossover points here. So yep, here it is right here. It's a block off right here. You know, they say the steam rises or something. It's something to do with the steam. You know, it can go from the front right here between the heads, but they're blocked off. One right here in the back, one right here in the back. If they leak, you know, you got to get in there with some new washers, get them sealed up. Then you have the coolant temp sensor right here. That can leak. If that leaks, it's a crush washer. You get a new coolant temp sensor and swap it out. You can see I took it out of this one, but it can leak from there too. Then you got a reservoir right here. So it can leak from the bottom right here where the sensor goes in. That's your coolant level sensor. You know, it's plastic. These can go bad. They can leak. Got to get a whole new one. Swap them out. Then you have the throttle body up there. So the throttle body has these ports on it right here. You got hoses to go on here. Got a little bit of coolant. It goes through here, right here, and those can leak. You notice drips under the intake. Gonna get in there, get those hoses fixed up, swapped out. Then if you're really unlucky, under the dash and here, you have the evaporator core. That thing can leak like crazy. If it does, the carpet will be soaked. You gotta get in here and get it swapped out, and that is the worst problem, probably up there with a head gasket to fix on these trucks. This carpet's dry, so it's not soaked. I don't believe that's the problem. So the radiator on these trucks is not fun to get to. Gotta pull these plastic grommets out of the way, get under here. Hopefully we don't have to tear into this. Normally, and I can see it dripping from right here, it's these firewall heater hose connections right back in there. You got two plastic ones, they go bad and they break. Them boys back there, we're leaking down a little bit and I can see the drip. We're sitting under pressure here, looking nice and dry all down in here, all under the truck. Get you some cardboard, get up under there while you've got it pumped up. You can do it with the truck running, harder to find it. Can't hear it hissing if it's leaking like that. Spraying, you know, squirting all over the place. Easy to find with it off because you can hear it, see it. Let's let this sit and then we'll be back. So of course these radiator plastic end caps leak. When they leak, you can't fix them like old school ones. You got to get in there, pull the whole thing off, go get you a new one, swap it out. The water pump, can't really reseal it. Got to get you a new one, swap it out. Thermostat, same deal. Got to swap it out. If you got the reservoir leaking, got to get a new one. The cap, you can get a cheap one and swap it out. But you know, The hoses, they sometimes go bad. The number one problem with these trucks is the heater hose connections. They always leak. They're plastic, they got O-rings, they crack, they get old, they get brittle, and they leak. And that's what appears to be wrong on this. All right, I let it sit. So we're down to 0 PSI now. It's been a while. The only spot I found was that one dripping right back there. We're gonna get this section replaced in here. And we're gonna pressure test it again. So no leaks anywhere else down here. Looks good. Don't hear any hissing. Radiator appears to be fine. Those were the only spots that were dripping. This is how I diagnosed this. We're gonna fix that, come back, pump it back up, man. Let it wait. Okay, where's it leaking from? Let's see. Yep, right there. We're gonna get in there and handle that. But first, we're gonna do the leaks that we can see, fix the leaks one by one. Process of elimination works best. Get up under here, get a feel for it. Yes, sir, right there. We got some coolant right there. It is dripping right there. Can't imagine that'd make it overheat, but you know, a drip might squirt under pressure. So we're gonna have to get that fixed. All right, so here's your heater core fittings right here. They always leak back up in there. So I got them right here. Here's the part numbers. If these leak, we're gonna get in there, swap them out. That's gonna be a whole thing because we gotta change out all these hoses, make our own custom hoses. If you wanna check out that video, check it out up here. Right now, we're just pressure testing it. So this is one of the leak spots we have found. You got some O-rings down in there and they leak. And then right here, you have the tubes that go to the heater firewall connections right here. This is from the factory. They got these custom crimps on there and those things leak. You can see the new ones got these band style clamps. It's a much better design. This plastic can break, gets brittle. If it does, it'll drip from there. All right, so that's it for the video. Get in there, pressure test it, UV test it, do whatever you gotta do to find those leaks, get them fixed. So y'all wanna see the full repair video, check out up here. I'll link to it up here. Make sure to drop me a huge thumbs up down below. Don't forget to subscribe for more Chevy truck tips in the future. I got plenty more where this came from. I'll check y'all out on the next one. Later.